Welcome back.
Welcome to another Quickie.
A quickie. Super quick quickie today.
Today we're talking about
Scream.
Scream 6.
6. We're going to probably talk about all 6 of them
Yeah.
for a little bit, but overall, we're going to talk about Scream 6 and how we watched it today.
And if you're wondering, will all quickies be about movies?
No.
Maybe.
Most of them.
Yeah. But for the most part, no.
No.
But
for lack of a better answer, no.
But we're trying to be quick.
We're trying to be quick. So let's get into it.
Let's just jump right in.
Don't say that. That's not our catchphrase. That's Philip DeFranco.
Oh, sorry.
Let's talk about that. No, that's Good Mythical Morning.
Full disclaimer.
Spoilers. Spoiler heavy. So the killer of Scream 6.
Not yet.
Okay.
Full heavy spoilers. If you haven't seen Scream 6, go watch the movie.
While you're struggling with your hair.
Technical difficulties.
You're having costuming. Where's our makeup?
Hair
and makeup?
That's us. Yeah, if you haven't seen Scream 6, go watch it.
Then come back.
Then listen.
Circle back. Which is what this movie did a lot. It circled back.
Circled back a lot.
And I'm not necessarily mad about it.
The first thing I want to bring up, though, before we get into Scream 6, is Scream 5 wasn't my favorite.
I enjoyed it a lot.
I did like Scream 5, but, I get this is the whole point of the movie, but I felt like they were just way too self-aware. To the point where, like, the killer was who they thought. You know what I mean? And it was just like,
they just nail on the head when they were in the 5th one where they were talking in the circle.
Yeah. And they did that again in this movie, but then after that was it.
Yeah.
And I was good with it.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck yeah.
No, because they had a lot of the returning characters from the 5th one.
Yep.
Most of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what they called themselves in this movie, the Core 4.
Core 4.
And I knew we were getting them back.
Right.
I also heard rumors that Hayden Panettiere was coming back as Kirby. I didn't realize it was going to be how it was.
Mm-hmm.
But also we again, spoilers, because this is where it really jumps off. We were missing someone really important from these movies.
Yeah.
Sydney. No Neve Campbell. They mentioned her once.
Mm-hmm.
So this movie was really trying to play in the tropes of this is a saga, it's a whole thing, a whole series. And you don't need to bring the OG characters back.
Yeah.
Which I think like Scream 4 really focused on bringing the old characters back. And then Scream 5 was like, wait a sec, I can bring even older characters back.
Right.
By getting like Skeet Ulrich to come back and everything, like as a ghost.
Yeah.
Which, they've worked so hard to tie all these movies into each other. And I think this movie like was that. It was a tie-in to all the other movies.
Yeah.
Do you feel like any of that didn't work?
No, I feel like the way they did it did work. I think it was very well done, and it didn't seem tacky to me. It didn't seem corny. It seemed genuine.
Yeah.
Like they want you to think like, oh, this is real.
Like it almost felt at times like this movie was written to be something else.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just kind of swapped one thing. They do that a lot in movies, and it is never really done well.
Yeah.
But I think this one was. And the reason I say that is like you could replace Ghostface with any like franchise horror villain in this movie, and it would probably still work.
Yeah, that's true. And like Ghostface can be anyone, and is a different person every time.
Yeah,
who has some sort of beef of whatever happened last time.
To Sydney.
I wish that I think the Scream's biggest mistake is making it feel like it is the same person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when he called Gail
Yeah.
and is like, "Oh, I bet you've been waiting for this interview." Blah blah blah.
Because
Like
they never talked on the phone.
right.
Yeah.
And it's like that's something the killer would say if it had been the same killer.
Yeah, because what if Gail never mentioned that, she never
Right.
talked on the phone with the
Yeah.
killer? So how'd they know?
Yeah.
But that leaves me wondering if they make another one,
mm-hmm.
who is still alive that we think is dead? You know what I mean?
Stu.
If Stu is still alive, which that was my theory going into this movie.
And they brought it up in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was like one of their fan theories in the movie.
Stu's not dead. You never saw a body.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that.
And after all this time, and Stu's not dead, my mind would be blown, dude.
And just imagine, because in the fifth and sixth Scream movies, the main character Sam,
Mm-hmm.
Samantha, she is Billy's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
She's seeing ghosts of Billy, and you see a lot of Billy's tendencies in her.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine this whole thing now. Stu comes back from hiding because he wants revenge on Billy for almost killing him.
Mm.
Because Billy betrayed him in the first one, right?
Right.
Just imagine that. It's screenwriters, if you're out there, hit
Revenge
us up.
on Billy
Through Samantha.
to Sam.
Yeah, through Samantha,
Okay.
right? Because
Okay.
it's Billy's daughter. Yeah.
But I think, they really leaned into Samantha
Mm-hmm.
has the genes of a killer.
Mm-hmm.
She has the tendencies of a killer, making it seem like maybe she could be the killer eventually.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like,
I think they want you to think that,
yeah.
This whole movie, this time.
But here's the thing. A lot of the times, they do something to make you think something, and then that's not true.
Especially in Scream, because they're so big on these tropes and like the misdirects and everything. Because how many times did you and me like talk like to each other and go like, "Oh, this is gonna happen next,"
Yeah.
and then it didn't.
Yeah.
But it's happened the same way in other Scream movies.
Right.
So everything you've known about Scream leading up to this movie, throw it away
Yeah.
for the most part, right?
Mm-hmm. But what if they lead you to believe that she could be a killer?
Right.
And then knowing Scream, you're like, oh, that's not going to happen. They just want us to think that.
Yeah.
And then they make her the killer.
Mm-hmm.
And they just flip it right on his head. And even better, I'll do you one better, partners up with Stu.
That could be interesting.
And then the whole friend group is getting killed off because of the relationship with Sam. And everyone thinks that Stu's coming after Sam when Sam, in all reality, is working with Stu.
Yep.
Yup.
Okay. Okay. So theories aside, though.
Theories aside.
Walking into this movie, I really thought they were gonna really like go for it and bring Stu back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You heard that truck?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wonder if you guys heard it. But I really thought they were gonna bring Stu back, just based on all the promos and everything like that. And I think that's what their goal was, right? To make you think that these people are coming back from the grave.
Mm-hmm.
Again, they do mention in the movie that Stu might not be dead. Their theory in the movie, Stu might not be dead. But everything else in this movie was all these circle backs to every single other movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was done really well. The biggest thing that I didn't like about this movie, and it has nothing to do with the plot, nothing to do with the story, it was just a visual thing. When they enter the shrine, as they call it, of Ghostface, all the Ghostface outfits are sitting in the thing. And I remember looking at you and saying, like, isn't this the scene from Spider-Verse?
with the different Spider-Man
suits. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was waiting for the reflection of Sam to line up with the Ghostface mask.
Instead,
it almost happened.
Instead, they did Billy's ghost. I think that's stupid. I think that whole thing is kind of stupid.
Yeah, but again, like you said, they're bringing Billy back. You know what I mean? Like, I think he's doing a great job. He just looks really weird.
Because they're trying to de-age him, I think.
I don't think they are, because he looks really old.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like they're trying to de-age him.
I think they could do a better job. This is a multi-million-dollar franchise, right?
Sure.
But anyways, let's break down some scenes at the beginning real fast.
Okay.
That I really loved.
Mm-hmm.
The whole opening credits part, you know, like before the Scream title comes in.
Yeah.
We all know that's going to happen. We know how it's going to play out.
The phone call,
everything like that. But you remember the kid who kept talking behind us was like, oh, they're already revealing the killer, and the mom freaked out and was like, oh my God, they're already showing us this.
Yeah.
And I looked at you and said, no. But the whole opening sequence was a lot longer than what we're used to.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, again, they knew what they were doing. They revealed Tony Revolori.
Right.
Again, the whole time I was like, whose voice is this?
Yeah.
And then that starts off the sequence of events, just like in previous Scream movies.
I think, though, they changed it up. They changed the dynamic of the opening of the movie. Mm-hmm. And I really liked it.
Yeah.
Because it's like we've seen the same opening.
Except for in Scream 4.
Except for Scream 4. For 4 other movies.
Yeah.
But it's the same.
It's always the same.
And different person.
Yeah.
Different killer, obviously.
Yep.
Same
premise.
Scenario.
Yes.
But when they changed it, when they revealed the killer, oh my God, he's the killer. Well, why the fuck did he kill her?
Mm-hmm.
That part was kind of stupid. Oh, she gave me a C in my class.
Yeah, but like people have killed for a lot less than that. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But
then you said, now the killer is gonna kill him.
And that scene, so good.
Yeah.
This movie overall had a really gruesome deaths throughout.
Mm-hmm.
I think you and me both, we just couldn't get a grasp on who was who and what was what. And like leading up throughout, I think we had a lot of strong characters. Mm-hmm. We said bye to a lot of characters in this. I feel like. Mm-hmm. But I got one of the killers right away.
Yeah.
They're, again, from changing up the scenes and the dynamic of the previous Scream movies, there was 3 killers in this one technically.
Yeah. There was 3 killers.
They were all related to the killer from the last Scream movie. Mm-hmm. So it was his dad and his siblings.
And the thing is, I didn't even think about that.
Me neither.
Like when we're obviously just trying to figure out who the killer is, that the last killer didn't even come to mind at all. And I'm like when they revealed the killers, I was like, duh.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Who else would it be?
Yeah.
I think the siblings were really terrifying, honestly. Mm-hmm. Like, they were crazy.
Yeah.
They have had many mental breakdowns, and they made sure you knew it.
Yeah. It gave me, like, Scream 3 vibes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
With the director? Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, for sure.
But it kind of pissed me off that I didn't think about the or anybody close to the old killer, or to the last killer, because throughout this movie they're framing Sam. Yeah, they're making her out to be a murderer, and trying to make I can't remember his name, but the last killer, they're trying to make him out to be the victim. Yeah, and it's like, duh.
Yeah, for real.
You know, I'm like, fuck.
There was a lot of really great imagery in this movie. I really liked the subway scene.
Oh yeah,
that was pretty terrifying. I
with
feel
the lights flickering.
And like the ghost face just popping up here and there.
You don't know where the killer is because there's so many other ghost face.
Yeah, because it's taking place in New York around Halloween.
Yeah.
I really the Gale Weathers scene gave me flashbacks of Scream 2 with Cotton. Mm-hmm. Was that Scream 2 or 3?
2.
Yeah, with like that whole segment.
Yeah.
And then the entire ending was all of the Scream movies all wrapped into one for the most part, you know.
Yeah.
Sam goes utterly ballistic when killing these kids and their dad.
Yeah.
And like I said, the killings in this movie, all the deaths are really gruesome and really gory. Like, they're not gory, but like when you put your imagination to it, anytime someone twisted a knife inside of someone,
oh yeah, just like,
I could look at you and Maria and just like all three of us are like, oh God.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed this movie, and I think it ranks pretty high on my list of Scream movies.
Yeah,
honestly.
I would say so.
I still think, like, for me, Scream 1 is the first on my list forever. Mm-hmm. And then I think it's probably going to be 2, 5, 6, 4, 3.
Okay. I would say Scream.
Mm-hmm.
Scream 1. Scream 1. Scream 2, yeah. Scream 6.
Mm-hmm.
Scream 5. 3, 4.
4's your last.
Mm-hmm.
See, I think 3 is when they really went off the rails, and like Jay and Silent Bob show up in that one, you know.
Yeah.
But anyways,
but
4 tried really hard.
Yeah, 4 was a stretch though.
Yeah,
because there was that time frame, that time gap between 3 and 4.
Yeah,
and it was kind of like when Halloween came back after 20 years, and it was like, okay.
Yeah,
why? You know?
Yeah. So
it was like, I don't know. It just didn't do it for me. Mm-hmm. Scream 5 didn't do it for me. Like I said before, I felt like they were way too self-aware. Mm-hmm. And it was just kind of like ruining the movie for me because they were doing it the whole time. Mm-hmm. The entire time. Dewey was doing it. The teenagers were doing it.
Yeah.
Fucking Sydney was doing it. Everybody. Mm-hmm. So for that reason alone, I was like, it puts it lower on the list for me.
Right.
But still, like, not the worst.
Yeah, I get that.
And I think the kills in Scream 5 are on par with what we saw in this movie.
Oh, no, for sure. Yeah. And I think a lot of that is just the directors and the writers that we have right now. Mm-hmm. I liked the cast. I don't think I would have replaced anybody. They did a really great job at making one person obviously the killer and the other two not at all obvious. So I want to give them props for that. The after credit scene, not worth it.
Yeah, there is an after credit scene. If you want to stay for it, sure. Not worth it.
Not worth it.
Definitely
not. But how would you like? Again, this is a quick one, so we're keeping it quick today. Mm-hmm. How would you like out of 10? I guess rate this movie.
Like in movies in general, or
like for you, like your personal opinion on this movie.
I'd give it a 7.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. I think I'd probably go with like a 6.
Yeah.
I would easily rewatch it.
Yeah.
When I do my yearly Scream rewatch,
it's on there. It's on there.
I skip 3 sometimes. I won't be skipping this one.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, that was another quickie.
That was a really quick one.
A quick one in the book.
It's just super quick. I hope you got an understanding of our understanding of Scream 6.
Yeah. I felt good about it.
I felt great about it.
I'm sure we'll think about more things we wanted to say.
Every time we do it, we think about a bunch of things.
Yeah.
But thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks for listening to BJ Quickies.
I'm Brendan.
And I'm Juan.
And
we'll talk to you on Wednesday.
On Wednesday.
See you later.
Bye.